Okay, y'all, let's do a little bit of boxing talk here. So, first thing I want to talk about is Manny Pacquiao. So, Manny Pacquiao, he's basically getting criticized for fighting this guy. How was his name pronounced? Rukia Anpo or whatever. So, basically, Manny Pacquiao has looked bad um, compared to what he used to look like. What he looks like now is basically what Father Time has brought upon him. He's flabby now. He's not he's not sharp. He's a shell of himself. And the problem with fanboys is they're so quick to want to try to praise instead of using their common sense. I see what's happening. Floyd is still doing it. So if Floyd can do it, Pacquiao can do it. That's the whole thing. It's always a comparison between the two. And so pretty much when Floyd was doing these exhibitions and making his money and still doing exhibitions, basically he got criticized. Pacquiao was one of the first ones to say something about it. Oh, yeah, well, he's tainting his legacy. De La Hoya said the same thing. All these different fighters, but then, you know, De La Hoya had even done an exhibition with Shaquille O'Neal. So at the same time, it's always when somebody else does something, it's no good. The same people complaining, they go do the same thing. And the thing is, if you're real with yourself, if you've seen these fights, and I didn't even know, at one point I'm sitting there and I'm just watching, I see a Pacquiao fight, and I know I never saw this guy that he was standing next to, and I watched and I realized Pacquiao was like 3 or 4 exhibition matches that Pacquiao's had, no head guards or nothing, same thing you see Floyd doing, but he's doing like 6 rounders or whatever, and Manny Pacquiao was getting hit by this guy. He was getting, you know, caught with shots, and the thing about it is people, the commentators, they make it sound like you're watching a prime Manny Pacquiao. And, if it's not for money, which I believe it is, but regardless, if it's not for money, then that makes it worse. Because if it's I feel like I have something to prove type of thing, or I want to finally do something where people can say I'm greater than Floyd. They tried to do that when he went in there and fought Ugas, but he lost. They tried to do that when he fought Keith Thurman. And it's just like, okay, when he fought Keith Thurman, he was 40 years old. Keith Thurman thought he was going to, go in and walk through Pacquiao, call him a little rabbit and everything. And Pacquiao rose to the occasion. And my thing is, like, with people, fanboys are so ignorant because they want somebody to be so superior. They want somebody to be on such a level of greatness. They act like they're the ones doing it. Like it's, you're not accomplishing that, So it doesn't really matter. Instead of people saying, you know what, you got to know when to hold them and know when to fold them. Nope. It's you're right along on that train of I want him to be seen as greater than Floyd. Doesn't make a difference how many people. If Manny Pacquiao went and knocked out 10 heavyweights, he still lost to Floyd. And that will never change. And like people just don't wake up and understand the reality. So for Manny Pacquiao, you know, different things motivate people. I really don't think it has anything to do with I feel like I have something to prove. I think it's a money situation. I mean, we got word that him and Mario Barrios was supposed to have been fighting, and I haven't heard anything about that fight for a little while now. So I don't know if he's second guessing it or if someone said, hey, Manny, look, man, it's not worth it. Like I said, if it's not a financial situation, then hey. But, it's one of those things where, like I said, he's tainting his legacy. All of a sudden, he's doing the same thing. So, all of this vain glory. Everybody want to be worshipped and idolized and all or whatever. Fanboys make more excuses up and want to basically have this person perceived as being on a plateau higher than everyone else's. And it's like, if Manny goes in there, I'm telling you right now, if that fight happens with Mario Barrios, Manny's going to get beat up. He's going to get hurt, and he's probably going to get knocked out. Manny Pacquiao is far from what he was. Okay? And to be honest with you, for him to get in the type of shape he's going to need to, and then the fight's going to be at 147 pounds. I see him getting knocked out. Like, I see him really getting beaten up and knocked out. And for people who keep jumping, up and, yeah, Manny, you guys, don't get me wrong, everybody's accountable for their own actions. But you guys will be really satisfied when he or any other fighter that you guys keep pumping up and go in there and then get themselves killed. And that bothers people because they look and they realize, damn, Floyd looked way sharper than Manny Pacquiao. So what? So what? They did what they did. Floyd is still doing what he's doing. He goes in there and looks like Pacquiao's looking and start getting beat the fuck up and get dropped, get knocked out, get hurt, then that's going to be on him the same way. So, like, for me, I don't care about any of that. My thing is, okay, listen, we're all human beings, we're all grown men. People are going to do what they're going to do. But, all of this stupidity, you have a person, that this guy can do this on a high level. This guy is the same age as this guy. They can be the same age. But this guy still has it. He doesn't. But he's going, well, if he do it, I can do it. Okay, but you're not doing it nearly as good. And at the end of the day, and is it worth it? No. But the criticism that he's getting, well, what do you guys think is going to happen? He's going to go into training and get sharper, get better, and all of a sudden, I'm back. Nah. Like I said, you got to know when to hold them. You got to know when to fold them. All right, next thing I want to talk about, the Olympics. I haven't watched the Olympics. I can't even remember the last time I watched the Olympics. I don't. I lost interest in it. I lost interest in a lot of things because of human behavior. And one of the fallacies that I hear, oh, the Olympics is an event that brings everybody together. No, it brings people into a building. It brings athletes around the world to compete, okay, in these buildings that they have. It's just like hip hop. I heard Fat Joe say hip hop bring culture together. No, it brings you into a building to celebrate. Let's not act like we don't know about the fights, the violence, the gunshots, the killings that go on. So no, it doesn't really bring people together. And I'm not going to say certain things may not, have a time where people come together and people may meet. And maybe someone, okay, this person I would have never met if I didn't come to this event type of thing, and they might become friends or something like that. But stop trying to make it sound like we're all singing together in harmony. No, racism is at an all-time high. It's still here. Hatred, all of this ignorant stuff. Like I told you, this is why I attach these videos to my video. Because I want people to just see what's going on. Why? Your mind is in la la land when you're talking about celebrities, and athletes. You act like they're not human. Like they're better than you, or like it makes you forget about. It's one thing to get away and escape the nonsense of the world, to do something with your family. You're playing board games or video games, or you go both, something that you can get into, just take your mind away from the nonsense of the world, things that can make you laugh. People like watch a lot of anime and stuff like that, okay? But at the end of the day, these things are going on. And it's people of all cultures, all nationalities. And you guys get to see it. So when you're not thinking about it, you see something and go, damn, okay. And that's why people need to check themselves. When you speak about something, know what you're talking about. So at the end of the day, I stopped watching the Olympics. Now, they opened the Olympics with this Last Supper mockery and all this, whatever. I'm not a religious man. I've been seeing things happen for the longest. This isn't the first time I've seen a so-called mockery, right? Oh, remember, there was people getting upset because, oh man, why you calling Lomachenko Loma Christ? Yeah, because that's how you guys treat him. So them making a mockery is no different from you guys with all these excuses, all these lies that you make up. Then I sit here, post video, let you guys see and hear what comes out of the horse's mouth, but still, but, you guys treat these people like deities. Well, so why can't the alphabet people? That's what you guys do. You make an actual mockery. I've never seen a person. If this guy met you in person, he'd probably tell a lot of his fans, like, hey, stop it, man. Damn, relax. You act like I'm your wife or something. Your praise is making me uncomfortable. He'd probably feel like that. Okay? So at the end of the day, they did what they did. And this is not the first time but I have no interest in the Olympics. Okay, what's more important to me in terms of like human life? I deal with what I'm not from fucking 20,000 years ago, 6 million years. I'm not from there. I'm here now, and what is permeate to me, and what we can and cannot do here on this earth now. That's what's important to me. I'm not worried about some ancient book telling me I'm going to grow wings and fly away and all this shit that you guys think when I'm died. When I die, then I can be happy. Whatever. So anyway, well, there was two fights in the women's Olympics. If you guys remember, I told you guys way before this happened. Do you guys remember? Like 3-4 years ago, I told you guys. I showed you the video. In the Army, they had men and women boxing, and they were talking about this equality for females, right? Well, these guys were beating the shit out of. I'm talking about to the point where the female had a back turned. You guys remember? It's in my archives. They had a back turned doing this, and the referee was just standing there like, "Yeah, bitch." That's not what he's saying, but in his head, it looked like he's going, "Yeah, bitch. You think you can beat a man, huh? Yeah." And they're letting this happen. Bloodied the woman up, beat her, dropped her. I mean, okay. Do you understand? They're not putting their hands on you. They're not getting in your face. They just have an ego and they think that they can fight against men. Okay, well, here's the deal. Transgendered people are in support of what happened. People who have something against women, they don't care that this happened. The funny thing about it is, I'm reading this shit and I'm listening to the videos and from the news and everything, and I'm saying, okay, so they had this one match where this guy, well, as long as your testosterone levels are low, please shut up, please. Here's the deal. They had one match. I don't know their names. I don't even care to know their names. This one guy just has no power. It has nothing to do with his testosterone being lowered, which is the lie that they try to put out to the public. Well, see, that's so it's on even playing. No. We're naturally bigger and stronger than women. This guy just hits. He hits like a child. He had no power. Even you can see the female looking because she's getting hit. It's like she's looking at the referee as if like, man, just stop the fight. Okay, I don't remember her name, but I posted in the community section. You see the photos and whatever little description is there. Okay, now the chick named Angela Carini, okay, from Italy. She quit. She quit because she said the punches, like, she's never been hit that hard, and she know what was getting ready to happen, and she just quit. Now you put yourself in her shoes. Here's someone training for the Olympics, training in boxing. This is an achievement she want. Now, does she want to go pro? Does she whatever? But bottom line, this is something that she's been wanting to do. She don't get in there and have that spot taken from her by another female, but a man. I can give a shit about censorship. I can give a shit about people getting their feelings because I'm going to speak as a man. You are born males. You're not women. I don't care what you want to be called. I don't give a shit about you getting in your feelings because you want to be called, Gabriella, knowing damn well your birth name was Charles or some shit, and you just decide that, you know what, I want. Okay, whatever. Here's my thing. Now, since guys can fight against women, wouldn't it be fair that straight men, that's it, not non-transgendered men can say, I want to fight that transgender person? Well, why? Why not? He's a man. But, well, she identifies as a woman. No, I don't care. You can chop it off, you can tuck it, do whatever. I don't care. You're still a born male. And if a transgender would say, that's not fair. Why? Well, my testosterone levels are not the same. Okay, I have them reduced. So therefore, he has an advantage. When I'm in the ring, I'm no stronger than the bullshit. Bullshit. And for the record, even with the head guard, you see the girl's face all marked up. And, well, listen at this. What you see happening right now is terrible. And for the people that are saying they're against it. I can't believe that happened. And yeah, there was some like I said, some people that have their little channels just so they could subscribe to other channels. It's funny how none of you didn't give a fuck. You guys thought Keith Thurman should fight Clarissa Shields so he could shut her mouth and this and this. Yet you're against men fighting women. Well, here's the thing, y'all. This is not going to end just because of what happened. Everything just becomes a form of entertainment. And people don't even care. Well, she was warned that, there's going to be men in the tournament. And so, okay, well, wait a minute. If that person identifies as a woman, why would you have to warn them, you shouldn't do it because they're actual men? They're not stupid. In front of the camera, well, yeah, they identify. I don't care what. So I can sit here and tell you I'm Aries Zodiac. I'm not a human being, okay? I'm a turtle. You just can't tell. I have a filter on. You just can't tell. I'm a turtle. You believe me? I don't care what you call yourself, okay? At the end of the damn day, this is wrong. And in that article alone, I said, I wonder how many people are going to really pay attention to this. The female fighters was warned, you shouldn't do it because there's going to be men in the tournament and this could be bad. Yet they identify as women. Do men have to warn other men about getting in the ring with another man? With the exception of, you're just not good enough? This guy will tear you apart. So if you're going to warn men about another man because he's that much better, well, goddamn. You mean to tell me that this is acceptable? I mean, hell, Clarissa Shields had a troll talk shit on the fucking internet, then show up to the gym that she was in training, waiting for her in the ring, talking shit. She beats her and she quits. You have women. Oh, is this supposed to be impressive? Don't even understand. You are a woman, but have hatred for another particular woman so bad that you are like your stupidity impedes your ability to use common sense and understand. Even listening to me talk and saying, this isn't about impressing. This is about teaching people a lesson. Because everybody think they can just jump in a boxing ring and fight. Well, guess what? They tried to make it seem like this woman just walked off the street and jumped in the ring. No, she boxed. This is what she does. Okay, but she's a sparring partner. She spar multiple women. It has nothing to do with just Clarissa Shields. But here's the thing. We're talking about two females. Here you have a born male. So, okay, I'm 255 pounds. Heavyweights for a female is 175 pounds. So you think it would be fair for me to go in there and fight Clarissa Shields? Well, we're both heavyweights. I'm tremendously, stronger, bigger, fat, everything over Clarissa Shields. I'm going to go in there and beat the fuck out of Clarissa Shields and then jump around raising my arms in the air because I beat a woman. Nah, not going to happen. Like I said, keep your hands to yourself. Don't put your hands on people. Don't get in people's faces because there's consequences. But at the same fucking time, this right here is disgusting. And the fact that they allowed this. So no, it's not about, well, I'll skip this Olympics and watch the next one. I just lost interest in the Olympics. And part of the reason is because it really doesn't bring people together. The Olympics divide people. Why? Because everybody is watching and see, their heart is into this shit. I used to work at a place and I remember this Jamaican woman come, Rossman, and she come running out. What the fuck? I didn't know what happened. I know she got some bad news or whatever. She's crying because the Jamaican track team lost. And I'm like, wow. I was there. I mean, listen. At the end of the day, it does not bring people together. It causes people to have hatred. You don't see when the commercials are playing, telling people to applaud when they just like at the when they would have the live sitcom shows and they have the sign up telling people to clap and to laugh, and they control that. Do you understand why? Because there's going to be jokes and things that might go over someone's head that people that might not be paying attention. So the audience is actually a part of the show in that sense. It's no different. The same thing with the Olympics. They do the same things at the Olympics. Okay, and you hear people arguing. I know people who stop speaking to each other because this one right here is representing Cuba. This one right here, is representing Thailand or whatever the fuck. And it's like, really? Really? Husband and wife, beef. Have a bad relationship because you're from two different places. Well, you're in the same house. And here you are from Jamaica, and here you are from Africa, and you guys are cheering for your respective countries, and it gets to the point where you guys start bumping heads, and then all of a sudden, your relationship is not the same. I've seen all this goofy shit happen, and I'm like, people are too simple-minded. My mind is so far away from what everybody else is thinking. I don't want to be like everybody else. I'm just more of a, how do you watch the Olympics? To me, it's no different from this. If you're from Dallas, you're cheering for the Cowboys, right? They're playing against the San Francisco 49ers. So if you're from San Francisco, you're cheering for the 49ers. There should be no fight at the end of the game, no matter who won or lost. There should be nobody, let's tear up the city, let's go throw garbage cans through store windows, let's set cars off, all this stupid stuff that people do. And it just made me lose focus. Where other people to be recorded, oh, they want it, oh shit, yeah. I don't find it funny. And I'm like, you know what? Certain things just turn me off and I get away from it. And that's pretty much how it goes, with the Olympics. And so me seeing that, I just felt like, okay, you know what? I'm not going to. I didn't even have to tell myself. I lost interest in football. I lost interest in watching basketball. I just lost the fanboyism. It's just like it's in everything. It's in boxing as well. I just, like I told you guys, at times it's hard for me to even make these videos because it's just like it's more about everything outside of boxing other than boxing itself. And it just feels like, what are we doing here? What are we talking about? Like what's really going on? Now, by the way, Angela Carini, that's the Italian female boxer that quit. Manny Pacquiao, that's the male boxer. Okay, that's posing as a woman. I say it like it is. I'm not catering to that shit, man. You are what you are. You do what you do. But at the same time, I know they would not let a transgender man don't want, okay, to fight a man that's not transgender or female. No, they want to fight against women. Well, I live my life as I don't care what you call it. Like I said, okay. If we go by this logic, that means people can call themselves animals, and you can go to a zoo, and all of a sudden you're looking in the cages like, what the hell is that? There's a guy in a damn monkey suit. No, he's really a monkey. You wouldn't go for that, right? You wouldn't go for that. So because I want you to think I'm a particular animal, that means that's okay? No, it shouldn't be okay. So that's what's going on there. And like I said, this was happening way before the Olympics allowed it. And I've seen it and I posted it on this channel and I said, this is ridiculous, man. So yeah, I don't condone this shit. And I would never, ever watch a woman and a man fight and feel like it's okay. Back in the day, I don't know if it ever happened because I refused to watch it. But I remember they had Ann Wolf, and they found like the worst male boxer they could, and she was supposed to box that guy, and I'm like, oh, come on, like seriously, man. And my whole thing, I'm like, man, just fight Layla. What's all of this shit? You don't have to go fight a man, just fight Layla. What is this proving? I understood they were trying to build Ann Wolf up so she could go into a fight with Layla and basically at least have some more star power. Ann Wolf wasn't popular, man. She wasn't, women's boxing as a whole just wasn't popular. They didn't have a lot of divisions. And even with what they had, for Ann Wolf, it's just like if she beats a man, then everybody thinks she'll beat Layla. Like, it's just like, okay, yeah, she'll beat that guy, and Layla will beat that same guy too, pretty much. I mean, let's just be real. Shields, Layla, Clarissa, all of the solid fighters, great fighters, Katie Taylor, all of them. You can just, guess what though? A man will beat the shot out of them. Okay? Let me just say it like it is. I don't mind that they think they can beat men. It doesn't bother me. Like I said, if you're gonna worry about words, have the same energy with a man when a man has the same, oh, I'll do this and that to you. Do you understand? Not, oh, you don't want no smoke with a man, but then when a female says, I can be the guy, oh, you would consider that fight. Okay. Well, at the end of the day, y'all, I told you guys this was going to happen, and it's happened. All right. Last but not least, I want to address a question someone asked me. And they asked me the question. I did respond in the comment section to that question. But I said, you know what? Yeah, that's something that a lot of people, yeah, probably think about. Well, I know they do because I've been asked this question more than once. That person asked me, do I think because of the cards that Turkey Al Sheik is putting on, that people are starting to look at boxing differently? And for me, what I really feel from what I see, the same things are still happening. I think that the true boxing fans appreciate what's happening, being able to say, hey, we get to see some good fights, right? Okay, and it's a two-way street because if we're not tuning in, if we're not watching, and the product is not selling, then it wouldn't matter. They need us. We don't need them. They need us. Okay, we don't need boxing. We choose to watch boxing or be a part of it or whatever. But we don't need it. Okay, but for these guys to go out and make money, they need us. Okay, so I think that from what I see, there's a lane for people that really love the sport of boxing, and then you have everything else has its lane as well. I don't see any change now. Not to say I can't say that maybe somebody who normally wouldn't watch boxing may have seen one of the cards and said, "Hey, man, you know what? These guys can fight, or I like this fighter, or who know? I don't know. I can't say that. But if you look at in terms of the masses and everything, no, no, and you never hear like these guys made record breaking numbers and stuff like that. Like I mean, like when you hear, for example, that Ryan Garcia and Tank Davis did 1.2 million. So you don't hear people talking about what the numbers were with these other cards and who did what and how many streams they got. We don't. So I don't know as far as how big the number is, but as far as boxing as a whole, like real boxing, nah, I think it's about the same. I think it's about the same. And not to mention also why I thought that was a good question because not only that, but also, I don't know the numbers, but I heard Tim Bradley and a couple of other people say that this up and coming card that's happening this weekend with Crawford and Mattermore, Miller, Ruiz, that card is not selling too well. Now, the thing is, because Crawford's the headline, when Tim, and they were talking about Crawford, so Tim Bradley responded with that, but you got to look at it, the card itself. And they're saying this is like the most stacked card in America probably ever. Well, if that would be the case, then it's not a sentence and it's not a sellout crowd with all those names on it. And what does that say? So yeah, I don't really think there's no real big change. Like I said, it's a lane for all of it. And the Misfits, what they're doing over there is like I always say, like people like, oh, that shit is garbage. I'm like, yeah, it is, really. But they're over there making money doing their Misfits thing. Just let them keep their lane. Stop trying to pretend to be world class fighters and being disrespectful by, all this social media ranting and talking shit. Because none of these guys is ready for that. None of them. Not one of them are ready for none of them. So, their most popular fighter that they have basically fights nothing but old washed up MMA guys, old washed up boxers, people that's really much smaller than he is. But everybody, was making an excuse for him when he's talking about fighting this person, that person. Like I said, for him to go and beat up, on Mike Perry does not warrant him to be in a cruiserweight title fight, any type of title fight. But they made it known that Humberto Mendoza says he's definitely open for a cruiserweight title fight for Jake Paul. And if this guy Opataya is not undisputed, you better believe they're going to pick the weakest person, or if there's a vacant title, they're going to pick the weakest person for him to fight. Because when they see money in a person, they want to keep that cash cow. They want to keep that person as safe as possible. That's part of the politics. And you think Jake Paul will be against it? Of course not. Look at what he's done so far. And beating the guys that he beat, somehow he thinks in his mind that this warrants a title shot. And you know why he thinks it? Because people like Eddie Hearn, who to me, I feel like is doing the most, with Matchroom to try to put the best cards on. But people like him that always say shit like, oh, he's good for the spot. He brings eyes to the spot. No. He brings his fans to follow him. They don't care about anybody else. You're the ops now. Misfits versus real boxers. People don't understand this. That's what you're getting. So, I don't think there's no real change, no shift. It's nothing. There's no numbers to prove that. None. And then when you have fights, you have a good. One of the things about fighting with Sheik is like this. For him to have, he has his hand on this fight. His money and everything is in this fight as well. And the one thing I remember someone asking me in the comment section was if they did try to put a fight card together with the top stars, who's going to pay for all of that, right? And I'm like, that's the problem. That right there is the problem. Because everybody wants to get top dollar, even though they haven't proven shit yet. Now, Keyshawn Davis, I think, is a good fighter. Do I think he's the best fighter at 135? No. Do I think he's the best fighter? Can he beat everybody at 140? Probably not. There's good guys that have experience that might beat him off of experience. Okay, he's a good fighter, but the guy doesn't have that many fights, right? And pretty much you can see areas where he need improvement at, right? Then now for people to say, yeah, but Mavrimov only has 11 fights, and he's fighting Terrence Crawford, and that's exactly part of what I'm saying with boxing, with the flip-flopping, and how fanboys are cheering their favorite fighter for doing something that other fans of other fighters are pointing the finger at, saying, look at what you're doing over there. But now when you say, like I'm saying, Keyshawn doesn't have the experience to really go in there with, like, experienced guys may beat him simply because they have more experience, because Keyshawn still has flaws that you can see, like, it's a part of his style. But I see that with so many fighters. And then fight after fight after fight, even as they climb the ladder, there's certain just bad habits that's just in their style that they never correct. So, yeah. It's just a lane for it, that's all. Anyways, that's all I got for you guys now. I will catch up with you guys later with some more boxing talk.
I am a woman, and I use the women's restroom. And I guarantee you, not one of you will stop me.
Huh? Sir, I've stated this on multiple occasions. I don't care what you want to identify as. Be a toaster. Be a basket of fruit. Be a box of cereal. Love who you want to love. Do what you want to do, as long as it don't involve children. But you see, sir, I have an 8-year-old little girl, and that sweet baby didn't ask to be into this world. But because I can't pull out of a parking spot, here she is. And as 50 Cent said in Den of Thieves, for the past 8 years, her safety and protection has been my responsibility and my responsibility alone. So if you think that I'm about to allow my child to go into a restaurant with someone of the likes of you, and there ain't going to be a come to Jesus meeting, there ain't going to be some type of consequence behind it, well, sir, you also believe that pigs fly. You also believe that gas station sushi is great for your digestional system. You also believe that your emails are safe in the hands of Hillary Clinton. All of those things are not the case. So do what you want to do, love who you want to love, identify as what you would like to identify as. But for your safety, stop playing with kids. Thank you for your time. Have a great day.